This week on the Virtual Boys.
Yeah, oh, that's true. We were using each other. What are friends for?
You can find the Virtual Boys on their website at virtualboys.xyz. While there, you can subscribe, check out the latest Nintendo news, join in some great discussion, read extra opinions about Nintendo, and even follow us on social media. We hope you enjoy the show. Welcome to this week's episode of the Virtual Boys podcast. I am your host, David, and I'm accompanied by James and Skylar this week. Jordan couldn't make it to this recording because of work and the Symphony of the Goddesses, but he'll be back in the next episode. Unfortunately, in editing, I lost the entire first segment of the episode, so unfortunately there's no news discussion. Fortunately, I did not lose the segment about our expectations for a Twilight Princess HD game or the Triforce Heroes demo, and our preliminary thoughts before the game was released. We recorded this episode about a week before Triforce Heroes was released and have since played the game and formed our opinions after playing some more. Nintendo also has yet to confirm a Twilight Princess HD, but we believe that it is a title that could very much come our way, as a server dump has shown a slot for it in the Japanese eShop. Hopefully by the end of the episode, you'll have an idea of how much we want this game to be released and some ideas that we have for it. Without further ado, here's the episode, beginning with Triforce Heroes. So now let's talk about one of the upcoming games in the Zelda franchise. You guys remember the other day when I sent out a text message saying, "Did you guys get an email from Nintendo?"
And I was like, no! Notice me, Nintendo!
This is an outrage. Like, I'm an ambassador?
Yeah, what's up with that?
And I didn't end up with this? Come on, how am I supposed to spread the word?
How?
Let's go.
Yeah, so they sent it to me, David, instead of these two that are in the room with me. So I got my hands on a demo code for Triforce Heroes, as well as 2 extra codes. So I, as the nice friend that I am, I decided to give these two in the room their own code.
Plus, he couldn't play the demo without us.
That's beside
You
the
were
point.
using me?
Nice. I was being nice.
I was being used, ladies and gentlemen.
We're both being used, but we were also using David, too.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true. We were using each other. What are
true.
friends for?
Yeah, we just lean on each other's shoulders at the same time. That's why we have a triangle here.
Yeah,
Triforce Heroes!
I still feel bad that Jordan isn't here to talk about it with us, but he wasn't able to play the game either because Jordan lives a little ways away from us. So, yeah, that's why he's not here today. Anyway, the three of us were able to download the demo and play it. And, well, we had some interesting thoughts about it, for sure. I think more than anything, we had fun playing it together.
Oh, I had fun for sure. I don't know about Skylar. I think Skylar had fun too.
Yeah,
I
it was
had
fun.
fun. It was great.
Yeah.
It's just short.
Yeah, the demo
it is
was incredibly short. It was like the first dungeon. Like, from what I've seen in the video, like, they have, like, stuff that happens before a dungeon, during the dungeon, and then after the dungeon for, like, each dungeon. And it's
There's that whole part where, like, they're making costumes and stuff, too, like, in the city, in the town.
Yeah,
and, like,
we didn't get any of the town. We were just trapped inside the castle or wherever it is. I don't even know where we were because we didn't even get the choice of walking into it. It just spawned us there, and we're like, oh, hey, hi.
Try to walk out of it, they're like, this is the demo version. You can't go out there. It's like,
well, you got to be like, understand, it is the demo version, so how much are they supposed to show, you know?
Well, hopefully a little bit more than 3 screens.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
At least for the first area where you have to wait.
Right.
I don't know.
Maybe it would have been nice to have done, like, at least get, like, 3 different levels or something like that, which they had 3 options, did they not?
Yeah, they showed 2 other places, but we couldn't select
they did.
them. They wouldn't let us select them.
They would only let us select the first one. And, I mean, the waiting room is nice. It's designed well. It looks pleasing. I mean, they have books there, they've got people you can talk to, and they have a fun little game where if you ram into the wall, the ball from the ceiling, and you hit it over and over again and play Zelda music. Yeah. We only had access to 5 songs.
I think there was at least 6, I think.
Something like that. But there are like 30-something total in the full game. So we got a nice little sampling of it, but it definitely wasn't the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, this is an interesting game. I think it would be a hard sell at $40 if you have no one to play this with.
That's true.
I mean, they have yet to show what the online is yet, or let people really play online.
Well, they have with the demo. They've opened up several different slots. I mean, it's not much, but they've opened it up so people could try it.
Was it Saturday next? There was like one time that they were going to let people play online.
There were like 3 different times in the email. I think it was like the 16th, 17th, and 18th, which was basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday of this weekend that we're currently recording.
Okay.
So it's open right now, but I don't feel compelled to go online because I've already played it with you two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't play it online. I actually did want to see what the online would have been like. I don't know, to see if there would have been any lag or anything like that. But
the emoticons and stuff, like, they're cool and all.
I have fun with them.
Like, no way would I play online with people with the emoticons.
It's like, how am I supposed to, like, help them understand? You need to pick me up and throw me over here in this exact place.
Right.
Or you need to hit this switch or whatever. It's like, yeah, good job. Pick me up.
And to be honest, it's super tempting to be a troll. It really is super tempting.
Yeah, especially if
it was tempting between the 3 of us to, like,
really
pick one of you up and throw you off the ledge.
And I was like, no.
I think I did that once, because that's how I played New Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I know. I remember. David remembers.
David never forgets. It's really easy to be a troll in this game, just because, like, especially if you have a costume that's like, use arrows or whatever, and then someone else just comes over and they have the arrow costume, but they pick up bombs or something. It's like,
really?
Jerk. Dude, you're wearing the arrow costume. Why did you pick up the bombs? I want to use bombs. Well, you should have picked the bomb costume. You know what I mean?
I think that you're going to run into that problem with it. But Nintendo has made a system where you can report those kind of players and call them. I think they're called false heroes or something like that.
I guess.
Yeah, they're banned. They get eventually banned.
That system could be so bad, though.
So we'll see. We'll see what I'm not sure exactly everything about it, but there is at least some sort of system to hopefully stop the trolling.
Yeah, there's no button to be like stop. Either.
Or you get friends.
There isn't.
There isn't anything like that.
Well, there is one that's kind of frustrated, but then again, it looks like a disappointed one. Like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, I messed up.
It's like, whoops. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's something you'd say after you throw someone down a pit. You know, like, you like throw them down the pit and like,
I didn't mean to do that one.
Oh no, look what I did. Whoops. Sorry, buddy. You know, I don't know. It doesn't express yourself. There's no angry emoticon either.
It's true.
Like, you can't be frustrated with the emoticons. Link just gives a thumbs up. He's like, "Hey, man, good job for whatever you did." I don't whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun playing with other people. It feels a lot like Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures to me, which I know is what they were trying to go for with the multiplayer gameplay. But I don't know. It's probably still too early to tell. Yeah. How exactly the game's going to play out, but from what I've played so far, I've enjoyed it.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know how it's going to play out.
It's really enjoyable when you have 3 people in the room.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, I don't think it'd be worth.
Yeah, maybe not.
I was able to
express.
Players. Yeah, I was able to express like what we should have gotten done, what I thought was the solution. You guys were able to talk to me too. I mean, it just felt like we were able to communicate better, be able to solve the puzzles, and we played through it a second time. We knew what we were doing, and we could still communicate and get through it even faster. So, it's definitely a game that you're probably going to want to play with other people in the room.
Yeah, definitely.
People who know what they're doing, because you all share the same life bar.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So
and it's only 9 hearts.
So I guess they tried to do that as like, well, if you're going to throw me off the edge, you're just going to kill us. But some people don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. That's the thing. Like,
but
some people have probably already beaten the game completely. I mean, it's a complete roulette of which level gets selected when you play online. You like get to select the world, and you get connected with players that are in that same world, and then you get to choose a stage, and then it just randomly selects it. So many people will probably get to play the same stage over and over again if they only play online, and may not even progress through the game if they only play online. Right.
In a single-player campaign, like, you have 2 dummies, and you're supposed to pick them up and stuff.
But it's like you can swap between them and other stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm getting an Elegy of Emptiness vibe going on here.
Yeah, a little bit. Except you don't have to play the stupid song all the time in order to get the statue.
Yeah, for sure. So, it's fun with people in the room. Other than that, I wouldn't play this game, really, outside of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of the Four Swords thing, the for free thing that they gave us back in, was it 20th anniversary Zelda?
It was the 25th.
25th, yeah.
It was part of the 25th. They released Four Swords, regular Four Swords, as a free download to those with 3DSs.
Yeah, and DSIs, I believe.
Yeah, it was DSiWare.
Yeah. It was interesting because like they gave it out for free. It was fun to play with people and everything, but that game you could only play with other people in the room really too.
Yeah, exactly.
They had a one-player mode, but it was lame.
Yeah.
I want to play with myself.
Yeah, I
Four Swords
agree.
Adventure?
No, it was... Oh, yeah, sorry. You're sorry. Go ahead.
If Four Swords, talk about Four Swords. The first player mode is actually not that bad. If you're talking about the GameCube game...
Not the GameCube
Oh, not the
game.
GameCube. Oh, never mind
Yeah.
then. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Then it is lame. First player is lame, yes.
Yes, on the original Four Swords.
The Game Boy Advance.
Yes, that was the Game Boy
With the Link
Advance
to the
game.
Past.
Yes, exactly.
I got this!
He knows what's up.
Well, and I think with Triforce Heroes, I think that it's definitely, like we said, definitely a game you want to play with friends, but the demo didn't give us a whole lot, but for me, it left me wanting more, so maybe
I agree with that.
Maybe that was good, maybe that's what Nintendo wanted. I don't know. I understand you want more, but let's be honest, you gotta look at a business perspective point, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, in my case, I wasn't that thrilled about the game when they announced it, and I was like, kind of like, oh yeah, no, this is some Zelda game.
Yeah.
Even though I consider myself a really big Zelda fan, it was still just like,
I think your thoughts was pretty much the same thoughts as all the other diehard Zelda fans. To be honest.
Like, Zelda U. No.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll take this for now. Anyway, when I got the email, I was excited. I wanted to play it and download it. And
it's a demo. Like it was free demo. Like why not? But at the same time, I hope they don't overuse the totem mechanic. Like I hope they use it for like one or two things, but picking everyone up is kind of annoying sometimes, especially if you're the guy in the middle who's like, well, what can I do? I can't shoot. I'm not moving. I'm just standing here. You know.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I don't know if they really thought about that. I mean, you're definitely going to have to use the totem mechanic for two people for sure. But when it's third person, you're absolutely right. Like, what's the second guy going to do?
Yeah.
You could push a whole bunch of buttons and get out of the totem pole, I think, but you're not helping progress at all. So.
Right.
But anyway, it looks like it's going to be fun. It should be an interesting take on Zelda. I mean, it's just another game.
Yeah.
We're getting it on the 23rd, so that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a special day.
On a very special day.
James' birthday.
What?
Spoilers. That's secret. That's secret.
Just kidding.
It's a secret to everybody now.
Let's go.
Not anymore.
Here's 50 rupees.
Oh, thank you.
Let's go.
Rupees.
All right, so Triforce Heroes, I'm excited for it. I think you guys are too, but it's not like super hype.
Yeah.
True.
It's not super hype like a rumor.
Like a rumor.
Like a very special
rumor. I'd like to take a moment right now to thank everybody who really worked hard at supporting The Legend of Zelda and making this moment possible. There's a rumor happening.
Wait, what?
Occurring. There's a rumor that Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is getting an HD release. Yes, this is very big. Very big indeed.
Well, they already remade the two N64 games, so why not remake the next step, you know?
Please. Well, and they did Wind Waker.
Before that, so...
Maybe it is a little... There's not a whole lot of time between the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Oh, is it 2 years or is it a year?
Yeah, this is a good wait.
It was a good wait.
So, I'm totally down with it. Yes, Legend of Zelda Wii U is still, like, supposedly coming, but... this is going to give us something until it comes out. But again, this is a rumor, so we don't know. But.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rumor, but I mean, it was also found in the leaks/hacks of the Nintendo of Japan's servers.
Yeah,
they found an icon for it and a name identity. I mean,
that's a big thing. There was a name, like it was Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD.
Yes.
Yep.
So I mean,
this isn't just like someone made it up. This is a data mine.
Right.
I mean, there have been fans that have been working on HD texture updates for Twilight Princess through emulation like Dolphin, where you can add on your own textures to things and update even some character models. But I mean, if it's a full-scale Nintendo thing, it's going to have like new features in the gameplay like they did with Wind Waker. They're going to probably have to add some support with the gamepad, which is a must now. I mean, I don't know if I can go back to playing a game like... I mean, if I'm playing on the Wii U, Twilight Princess, and I have the gamepad at my disposal, I am going to want the tools that Wind Waker gave me for switching my items immediately, for looking at a map really quick, all that kind of stuff. That is something that is like ingrained in my head after playing Wind Waker HD. Yeah. And like finally clear up the clutter that is the overhead UI that's on the screen. Mm-hmm. So
that game could benefit so much from an HD remix. Like,
it really can.
Change those wall
Yeah, I mean, looking at the game, I mean, it still looks good in some places, but if you look really close at some of the textures, it's just... It's not there. It's
the
not
desert,
driving.
like the desert, like if you're looking at the desert, like just a landscape, like it looks fine. But when you get close to stuff, it's like blocky. Like, can I get on that block? That's how bad it is.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a game that was at the end of the GameCube's life. The GameCube didn't have a ton of power, and then they ported it onto the Wii. And I know that, James, the Wii version was the first one that you played. I think it was the same for you, Skylar, right?
I played both.
I started with the GameCube one, and then I got the Wii one, and I played them both. I still prefer the GameCube version over the Wii version.
I mean, obviously, I prefer the Wii version because I haven't played the GameCube version. But I thought the motion controls worked for me. I felt no lag, unlike other people say.
Felt a lot of lag.
I had no lag, and I've replayed the game. Yes, I have replayed the game 3 times. Okay, that's not a whole lot, but still 3 times. And I have not a whole lot, but I have no lag. Oh, maybe it was 4 times. Anyway, so I like the Wii version, but obviously you're not going to have those motion controls with the Wii U port.
Right.
You could.
Would they though?
They could keep it.
I mean, they did add a whole bunch of control schemes to Pikmin 3. Yeah, so I mean, it's not off the table that they have multiple control schemes where you can use the gamepad and the Wii Remote nunchuck combo at the same time.
Maybe.
But I mean, the point I was trying to make about there being both versions is that since it was originally a GameCube game, it was planned with the GameCube's processing power in mind. So when they ported it over to the Wii, they had to keep those same assets because it was at the same time. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't update the textures so that the Wii could utilize its extra processing power. Even though it's not HD or anything, it definitely had more, which is why Skyward Sword looks quite a bit better than Twilight Princess, in my opinion. They were able to, the Skyward Sword was built for the Wii, and Twilight Princess wasn't. So, I mean, I think that Twilight Princess could definitely improve, or the visuals of Twilight Princess could definitely be better on the Wii U.
Well, yeah.
Because they just did it with the Wind Waker, which was also a GameCube game.
You even see the same thing with other ports to the Wii from the GameCube. Like the Metroid Prime trilogy, for starters. True too. Like, they look a lot better. The Pikmin 1 and 2 look better on the Wii than they do on the GameCube. Even though I prefer the GameCube controls probably a little bit better. Minus the throwing Pikmin. But
so I mean, I'm thinking, that. Excuse me. They really do need to port the game. This is just a leak or a rumor, but eventually Nintendo needs to port it to HD.
I mean, we saw the graphics from the E3 demo. Yeah. Or like the E3 presentation for the Wii U.
With Goma.
It looked like Twilight Princess graphics, just in a different location. They even had the giant spider boss from Twilight Princess, so Goma. Yeah. I think she goes by like a slightly different name.
Yeah, it's slightly different.
Twilight
Goma, whatever it is. But anyway, I mean, that type of a thing, it's like Nintendo was like showing off, look, we can totally do Twilight Princess.
And why don't you do this?
In my personal opinion, it was just like they're sitting around a table and they're like, okay, crap, Zelda's not coming out this year. What do we do? Hurry, let's just port Twilight Princess real quick. Okay, let's do that. Put it in HD. It'll be perfect. Just in time for the holidays. It's like that's what I think they did. They're like, oh yeah, fund it. Like, we already have Wind Waker HD, and it's pretty much the same graphics engine. So,
well, I remember reading somewhere a few years ago that the idea behind Wind Waker HD came about because they were playing around with Link's character models and some of the assets and adjusting them for an HD template to see which version looked best. And they loved HD Wind Waker.
Yeah.
And that's why Zelda U is kind of taking that more cel-shaded approach to the game, at least from what we've seen. Who knows? They might have completely tossed that out of the window at this point. But
who knows? But yeah.
But I mean, like, if they've been playing around with those HD models to see which would look best, they must have some HD Twilight Princess link. I mean, we know they do because of the E3 trailer again. But
Twilight Princess is funny too. It's like, guys, this is the thing you announce at E3. Like, these are things you announce at E3. Like, Pikmin 4, that's E3 material. Like, Twilight Princess Remake, that's E3. Like, come on.
E3 is not built for the immediate future. Like, all of the other companies use E3 for everything.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Simon coming out.
Final Fantasy
Square
VII
Enix.
Remake.
Square Enix was like, dude, this is coming out probably like 4 years from now, but check it out.
2018.
Okay, so this is my thing. Pikmin 4. Miyamoto was just so darn excited about it that he had to tell someone, and then Nintendo was like, "Oh crap! Oh, okay.
Oh no!
All right. Well, we can't. Okay.
What have you done?
We can't say anything other than the fact that what Miyamoto said was true. Okay.
and
then this leak. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it must be the fact that, like you said, like Zelda U's taking a while. These people are going crazy for it. They need a Legend of Zelda game. HD Twilight Princess.
Right. I want you to announce something about Pokemon too right now because. Man, I'm itching for a new game, to be honest. But they're like all these game series that they have, they're just hiding them. They're like, oh, we're not going to bring this out yet. We're not going to talk about it yet. It's like, guys, we need something to go off of. We need some game to look forward to.
This is why we have data miners.
Yes, but for example, again, bringing up Kingdom Hearts, like. The Kingdom Hearts franchise, they haven't had, like, a main title game, 1, 2, or 3, since 2 came out, which was on the PlayStation 2, which is 2 generations ago.
Yeah.
But, like, they've been feeding the hype with, like, the spin-off games and stuff that complement the story that are absolutely necessary and great games anyway. Oh. But they gave us information like, guys, Kingdom Hearts 3 is absolutely coming. They gave us a trailer, last year that just shows Sora holding a Keyblade, and people freaked out. They're like, oh, awesome, they remembered Kingdom Hearts 3.
Right. So, I mean, they do with the beautiful Joe. But anyway, keep going.
But
sorry.
Nintendo hasn't done any of that. Anyway, but if they were making Twilight Princess HD, which I really hope that they are, what features do you guys want to see be added from other Zelda games into Twilight Princess?
Graphics aside, because we already talked
about that. We've already talked about that.
So those circles that they put on the map showing the different locations of the owl statues? Get rid of them! What the heck?
I was so mad that they never went away. Like, at the end of the game, I was like,
my OCD is flashing. It's like red lights here. Like, come on, guys, get rid of this.
Come on.
That's number 1. Has to be number 1. Get those off the map.
Okay, then. Well, my number 1 is a little less OCD. There needs to be a great utilization of the gamepad.
I agree.
Like, similar to how Wind Waker used it amazingly. I want to be able to choose my items on the gamepad. I want to be able to use the map. Like especially how they had the map in what they're planning for Zelda U, supposedly. The map was huge and it was like laid out like that, and I can look at certain positions. I can zoom in, zoom out, and if they had like the whole like pinpoint certain places on the map that you want to go, and there's like kind of a flag.
That's great, but those X's cannot stay.
Okay, I get that. The X's cannot stay.
If I have to stare at those X's or circles the entire game at that map, I will be very frustrated.
Another thing that I've heard a lot that people want that I'm not. I can go either way on because, to be honest, I just love Twilight Princess so much.
Yeah, we know.
But is the shorter intro, the shorter tutorial that they have in the beginning. Like, it goes. To be honest, it is one of the longer ones in the Zelda franchise. Although I think Skyward Sword gives it.
That's true.
Gives it a run for its money. But Twilight Princess's intro is a little long, and it goes through stuff that doesn't need to really be covered. You want to know how to call a bird? Perfect. We'll go through that. You want to know how to use the bird? We'll go through that. Do you want to know how to save a baby from a monkey? We'll go through that. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, no.
I need to know this later on in the game, right? Right? No.
Little kids, hey, let me teach you how to use that sword there, even though you've been swinging it the whole time.
Oh, gosh. Make sure you can hit those targets. Actually, that was kind of fun. But herding goats...
Well, it did show. I mean, a lot of these things. I mean, to people's credit, they were really long and obnoxious. But it also established Link as a character.
It did.
Like, he's a different type of person. He's like a little farm boy that doesn't know what's going on. He's not the son of some swords maker. like he is in some other games. He's not like some random kid that's thrown into the Kokiri forest or whatever. He's a farm boy that doesn't know anything about the real world. All of a sudden, his life is completely thrown out the window, and he has to go save all these kids in his village, and he ends up becoming the hero of Twilight.
I think what people have to understand is how story-driven Twilight Princess is.
It's a very story-driven Zelda game, which I think was a great push for the series.
And some people complain about the NPCs, is that the correct term?
Yes.
Yeah. Not having much depth to them. I don't understand that. Because what do you want? Do you want them to be more like wacky and colorful and is that what you consider depth?
I don't know.
Because
Zelda characters are pretty wacky.
I had a swordsman trainer who ended up being part of that, like 4 guys who were trying to save Hyrule, who were a boss, by the way.
I wish there was more character development for those 4 knights. I will say that.
True.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say that.
Yes.
I
They were
love
used
those.
more than
But you do go with them and like into this certain points, like the freaking British scholar guy. And then
He was annoying at points.
Let me just mark your map and never have those removed.
Travis bring that up every single time.
You're pretty salty about that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm upset. It's like, okay, you wrote this in ink. It's like, thanks a lot, jerk. Like, I don't know. Like,
but anyway, I agree. Characters could be like fleshed out, but they are still like characters.
Still deep.
They're good.
Yes.
I think they are. And I don't. There's not a whole lot of people who share that opinion with me. I know, but
what do you expect? You don't see the little kids all the time. They're stuck in Kakariko Village because they're like. Link's not going to be like, oh hey guys, why don't you come on an adventure with me?
Hey, Malin. Hey, my man, let's go.
Let's go.
It's like, no, dude, just go fund my project.
I
love that little baby.
They had to stay there until it was safe for the kids to go home. Yep. And they went home at the end. I mean, you couldn't really expand on characters that were confined to that one town because they were being watched over by like the authorities of Kakariko.
And I think they like kind of served their purpose because they helped you get through parts of the game, like this is how you do this, this is how you do that. And they were a little bit annoying, but they're kids.
And then they were brought back with Ilea's story.
Yeah,
so
I love Ilea.
Updating some of the character models would be really great.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel like the kids kind of look scary sometimes.
Really?
Up close.
Oh, well, Malo,
especially compared to Link. Like, Link has got so much detail. Like, he's my favorite Link design.
Yeah, he's such
That's
a
why
good
they've
design.
kept him in Smash Bros. For Wii U. Even though he hasn't been around since Twilight Princess, which was at the beginning of the Wii's career.
Right.
He's still in Smash Bros.
Job.
It's confirmed that he's the Twilight Princess Link.
But yeah. It's like... Yeah, Twilight Princess Link is my favorite version of the Link. Like, he just looks so much more edgy than the other Links do. Like, especially the Skyward Sword Link's got like poofy lips, you know.
I'm so
fabulous, but he's fabulous.
He's fabulous.
Oh wait, that's your name. Sorry.
But like, it's the same thing with like the Zelda U. I thought he looked like a freaking girl.
A lot of people did.
Like, Zelda's a girl now. Oh, shut up,
Zelda! You made it. It's
still
your
Link.
game.
It's still Link.
You know, I do know that Zelda is a girl and Link is the hero. Is the boy. I know. I was just making a joke.
No, wait. That wasn't Zelda?
But yeah, I mean, characters could definitely use an update. I mean, I think that's going to come anyway because of the HD remake. I mean, you can only do so much with those types of textures for making non-playable characters look good. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it'll come. I don't think you have to worry about that, Skylar. Malin isn't going to look terrifying whenever you stare at him.
Well, I love that. Oh, it's Mallow, right?
Mallow, that's right.
Mallow. Sorry, it's not Malin. No, that's a different
Malin's
game.
different game. Now I feel like a terrible Zelda fan.
It's okay, don't worry.
Oh, I made the same mistake earlier. So.
Mallow is the, I love him, dude.
Little pudgy baby kid.
He's like, hey, buy something. I always imagine him with like a deep voice.
Yeah, like, hey, buy something, man.
Hey, buy something. We're going to build a bridge.
One thing that I think would be nice for them to add to the game if they make the HD remake is to make the overworld like feel fuller in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's huge, it's beautiful.
I love it.
I loved running around on it, but I mean, a couple more big enemy encounters wouldn't hurt me at all. I mean, like one-time encounters would be cool. Like you had like this mob of moblins come chasing after you and you have to kill them all and then they never show up again or something like that. Just some random encounters like that. I think that'd be really cool. So
I don't have too many complaints about it being too empty. I don't know why. I never felt like I was just running around. Like honestly, sometimes in The Legend of Zelda I'm like enemies are so annoying. Get away from me. I'm trying to get to a certain spot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I totally understand that feel.
Sometimes I feel that's annoying, and to me, I felt Twilight Princess did a good job of that. But again, I'm on the opposite side of the popular opinion on that one, and people want more in the world. So, and I wouldn't argue. I wouldn't argue that it shouldn't happen.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is an overworld, you know, like, fill it with some stuff.
You know?
Yeah, but then again, if it's just a remake, they're probably not going to add too much to the game other than mechanics and making it flow faster. I mean, that's all they did with Wind Waker. They didn't really add anything new except maybe this new sail.
Tingle bottle.
And
Tingle bottles.
Tingle bottles. But then again,
Tingle bottles for Twilight Princess HD?
Tingle out of this game.
I love Tingle.
They'll probably do something like, I don't know, some other member of the village. Who knows? I mean, I think that's going to have to be a feature because they did it with Wind Waker, and it really helped a lot of the new players to the Zelda series.
And it was fun.
Like, it was kind of fun seeing what people said. Miiverse is always kind of fun.
Yeah.
It can be annoying, but it's good, especially for like people
Mario
like my
Maker's
little brother.
Annoying.
Yes. Yeah. But like my little brother who's 11, there were some places that he couldn't quite get through, so he had to, take a look at the bottle, and whenever he found something cool, he'd send it to Miiverse. And he loved that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for new generations of the players.
The bottles don't help sometimes, though, when it's stranded in the middle of the ocean. It's like, heart piece nearby. And you're like,
where?
What? Or like, if you read your Tingle bottles late, like you collect, like, I don't know, 6, 7
The mailman! The mailman in Twilight Princess.
Oh, he
could do that somehow, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe,
true.
yeah.
I love that mailman. Mr. Link! Way!
He's totally based. He's totally based after the Running Man and in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But
I love that guy.
Him. He's great.
He's so funny.
So there's definitely a lot of stuff that they could do for Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already a great game as it is, but a game never really hurts from updated character models and textures.
It really doesn't. Guys, once I hear once I hear from Nintendo that they're releasing Twilight Princess HD, I will freak out. I will go
I can
berserk.
confirm that James will freak out.
He'll probably tip a car.
I can just imagine him running around campus here, just screaming,
just going up to random people. Twilight Princess HD!
They're like, whoa.
Anyway. Wait, you mean like Twilight, like with the vampires? No, smack him.
So, yeah, Twilight
with
Princess
werewolves.
Well, there are wolves in it.
Exactly.
But there are no vampires.
Does that make Link a werewolf?
Well, not really, because werewolves are half man, half wolf.
And he becomes half
like,
man and half wolf.
I think, like, this is completely straying off topic, but Harry Potter #3, that werewolf, he's pretty much a werewolf. It's like a half man, half wolf monster. So
I went too far.
Absolutely not. Link is not a werewolf. He's just been cursed, because that's the true form of his spirit. I don't know.
I understand where Sonic Unleashed came from now.
Oh gosh. No.
Try to play off the Twilight Princess hype.
For sure.
Play off the Twilight Princess hype. It's the same thing with Galaxy and freaking Sonic Colors.
Anyway, back on topic. We love Twilight Princess, we really do, but having an HD version would be worth it.
Make it so much better.
Oh yeah,
and it would tide me over.
Yeah, for Zelda U, especially
it would tide me because I'm a huge Zelda.
Especially since a lot of analysts are starting to pinpoint down, or at least suggest, that Zelda U is going to be a dual release like Twilight Princess was.
Yeah, I've been fighting it, but
we're getting so close to the NX launch. Kind of, I mean, we talked about this earlier in the episode that they're sending out dev kits already for the NX. I mean, and they're going to talk about it next year. Who knows? It could come out next Christmas, for all we know.
That's my projection.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. And if Zelda U isn't coming out this year and has to come out next year, and it's going to be a Christmas title because, let's face it, it's a Zelda title. Zelda comes out around Christmas time to drive sales. But if they both come out Christmas time, it's going to have to be an NX launch title along with the Wii U dual release.
Yeah.
It's built for the Wii U in mind, for sure, but it's probably going to be a dual release, which is kind of sad because the Wii U didn't get like its own Zelda game.
The console sequels. That's what it is. Consoles of sequels and and redos, repeats.
Right. But another interesting fact, if Twilight Princess gets its HD remake, it's going to be the only game, or one of the only games in the Zelda franchise to have successfully been on 3 consecutive consoles.
Oh, yeah!
Like, consecutive.
Yeah.
So,
because it's
with
the
its
best
own version.
Zelda game.
Well,
fight me!
With its own version.
Its own version of the game.
Because Ocarina of
Best
Time's been
Legend
on,
of Zelda game.
all of them.
Fight me. Fight me. Bring it on. Go online, post about it. I will fight you. Anything you say.
Twilight?
Yeah, bring it.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll fight.
Hey,
Anyway.
Mac, baby. Let's go.
Cool. So those are our expectations for Twilight Princess HD. We really want it to happen for sure. So, yeah, James is a little bit overexcited about it.
Give it a gluttonous for it. Let's go.
Just a small snack.
Can I eat it now?
Can I please? Can I play?
Anyway, before this gets even further off topic, thanks so much for everybody for listening to this episode of the Virtual Boys podcast. We're really grateful for your support. Please be sure to check us out on our website at virtualboys.xyz if you haven't already. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. And you can subscribe to us on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on Podbean, on Pocket Casts, or you can even download the podcast episode itself right on our SoundCloud page. So, thanks so much for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you later.